Where are we the night of the 13th? Huh? Oh, man. Let's have some fun. Oh, man, Zack. Oh, I got a brand new cameraman. Hire the handicapped. They're fun to watch. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Got a brand new cameraman. So, we're going to have a retirement party for Chi tonight. Yes, I got some jasmine rice this week. A big, old big 20-pound bag of it. So we're going to make some jasmine rice and add a little chicken bouillon into it. Oh, maybe even a packet of ramen noodle seasoning. Yeah, for a blend. And we're going to have the retirement party for Chi. No cake. Chi's had a little too much sugar. Diabetes from all that Pepsi Cola. Yes. Yeah, poor Chi. You go get ready for the party, Chi. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I've been having fun with my little investigation. I was having so much fun when I bought a Captain America shirt in my new disguise. I'm going to come down there and rip everybody a new one. Yeah, with a pen and paper. I told you there was respect in the bottom of that prison tattoo ink they use for the burning World Trade Centers and those hideous cement blocks celebrating our 33rd degree Masons. Yes, no. Clearly obstinate and malicious identification number there, or the prison number. Oh, identifying him as resident hostile. Oh, man. That ink will pay off. Yes. It is made of unicorn blood, which is why it's so expensive for the printer. Yeah, that's why you got to get the stuff from the prisons. I cornered the market on it. Yes, I did. They're very upset. And since we took the cassette tapes out of the prison, they no longer have the cassette machines to take the motor out of and make tack guns with. Oh, it's pretty funny. Yeah, we gave them all the henna kits. Yes, they're all using henna now. Yeah, we got to get them to stop using the lemon juice for shooting up, though. That's the hard part. Oh, yeah. You know what else is hard? Oh, everything in prison. Except for stealing. That's very easy. And everything, and I mean everything, is stealing in prison. Yes, I studied people there. I'm Jane Goodall. I am. Me and her go way back. So I got Alexa here. We're going to be asking her some questions. Yes, we are. Been doing some research. I'm very excited about the research I've been doing. Very excited. Been finding out all kinds of juicy details. Yes, I have. Let's play some music. Get in the mood, yeah. Mood music. Mood music. Oh, what the heck. We'll use the orange pick. I could probably be careful. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Been wondering about AD. I haven't seen AD in a little while. I know she's been busy, though. And I see Krug is out there in the audience, and we got Timothy Mitchell out there working the high seas. He's been running back and forth from ship to shore in his custom dinghy. It's a custom dinghy. Ooh, this might be my favorite pick right here. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's use a tuner. The battery's dead in this. We use a tuner. Yeah, I've been finding all kinds of interesting stuff. Boy, I got so excited when I found Ford. I actually had to think about it. It's like, man, you know who else? You know, Jimmy Hoffa was part of that Ford thing. They never did find him. Did a song this morning that was awesome. Prophetic. Critics would say pathetic. But it was prophetic. Very good. I don't know where it come from. From the spirit world. From God himself, maybe. From God everybody believes in that showed up here to say he's mad. I don't know. Let's put it Rosie. I'm not feeling the electric. Yeah, I'm not feeling the electric. Something wants me to play Rosie. Tim's gonna be around maybe tomorrow to play bass. Maybe. Yeah. Got some serious things. I can't get anybody involved. Everybody's scared. Everyone is scared. Test me. Test me. playing the guitar. Or trying to. Every time I play, it's just practice. Sometimes I get lucky and a song comes out. Other times, I bumble around. We got Gwen out there. Heidi, ho, Gwen. Crookedy Duke, Timothy Mitchell's on. How are we doing, Tim? Yes, come aboard. Hey, John. Tim, here we go. I got my uniform on tonight. I mean business, too. Little guy like me, taking on the world. Believe that? So poor, gotta use a sock for a napkin. Anyway, yeah, we're getting, I'm full steam ahead with this investigation. We are really on to something big. Tim, do you want to come on to discuss anything you've learned? Or are you good? Shall we go right back to reading the Fair Ratings Act? Let's go back to reading the Fair Ratings Act. Yeah, well, let's see what we can do. We need to spread the word as fast as possible. Let's ask some questions here. Should we back up a little bit? We need to find out about this task force. We need to back up and find out what this task force is. Oh, now they're mentioning BET. Yes, like and share, everybody. Here we go. Let's go up and let's go up and start reading from the beginning of Mrs. Whiting's thing here. This is a prepared statement of Susan D. Whiting. I'm going to copy and paste the piece that we are reading from in the comments. Here we go, commenting. Here is the piece that I'm reading from. Go ahead and go down to the beginning of Susan B. Whiting's testimony. Susan D. Whiting. Or should we go back to the beginning? Just before Mrs. Whiting read her thing, I read okay. Yeah, so Mrs. Whiting, let's start from the beginning. As Mr. Burns, thank you very much, says he's making statements. If we could hold them around 5 minutes, that'd be great. He has to be a master. This is his testimony. He has handed into the committee. He got it all in 5 minutes, and I think that's pretty good. That's probably the standard here. Thank you very much. Now we'll hear from Susan Whiting, President and CEO of Nielsen Media Research, okay? Statement of Susan D. Whiting, Nielsen Media Research. Ms. Whiting, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Susan Whiting, and I'm the President and CEO of Nielsen Media Research. About a year ago, I first testified before this committee. Since then, Nielsen has worked hard to follow your advice and to make a superior measurement system even better. Nielsen Media Research is in the truth business, the truth of what people are actually watching on television and how they're watching it. Today, for example, the average TV household has more than, and then the chairman, could you pull up the mic a little closer? He stopped her. That's a quote. Nielsen, I'm copying that. I'm copying that, and I'm pasting it in Susan D. Whiting, CEO of Nielsen Media Research. End quote. There. That's her quote. All right, let's go on to read. Truth. Yeah, truth. Is that better? Miss Whiting says. Today, for example, the average TV household has more than 100 channels. Keep in mind, this is like 2005 or something. Nielsen has made more advancements and invested more money in TV audience measurement systems than any other time in history. Alexa, what is a TV audience measurement service?
Here's something I found on the web. According to latinheat.com, TV Essentials is Rentrac's television ratings measurement service that provides daily measurement of all TV networks nationally and at a granular level for TV stations in all 210 media markets nationwide.
Thank you.
You are so very welcome. Hope you had a good Tuesday.
I did, thank you. I got to scrub my balls. These new investments and initiatives have resulted in improvements, innovations, and change. In most cases, changes result in different ratings, but they also provide a better reflection of viewers' actual behavior. See, it's all about studying behavior. It's all about psychology. They're using psychology to manipulate us all. Quiet now, Daddy's working. Here, go have a piece of candy or something. Here, take a gummy bear. Here, Daddy, give you a gummy bear. Go. My broadcast just got paused. Alexa's interfering with me or something. Anyway, it says, and I go on, as you may have experienced with your voters, it is very hard to make everyone in your constituency happy. Nielsen is committed to working with all of our constituents, our thousands of clients, which include broadcasters, cable operators, advertising agencies, and advertisers, all with competing and often conflicting demands on a rating service. Now, she just said Nielsen is committed to working with all of our constituents, okay? I'm copying that. Copy, I'm pasting that. Susan D. Whiting goes on to say, yeah, oh, I'm going to hang these people. They're hanging themselves. All it takes is a clever rat to read this. Our thousands of clients, which include broadcasters, cable, blah, 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 Nielsen must remain independent of conflicting interests among its diverse client base. For example, on the legislation we are discussing today, two powerful players, Tribune and Comcast, have taken opposite positions on this bill. Often when one party does not agree with our position, they say we are not listening, that we are arrogant. In fact, we are listening not just to one, but to many voices. They're listening to everyone, okay? They have the power to listen to everyone. FCC regulations rule part 15 on the back of any electronic device that says must accept interference. This goes back to some other things that I have cataloged that I documented. You have to go back and study other things like the history of broadcasting. The Bureau, this Radio Service Bulletin, Bureau of Navigation number 41 through 60, 1920 through 1922. There's all kinds of things. These things are all relative I have all kinds of notes. Hold on. In fact, we are listening just not as one but many voices. Given the progress we have made in the inherent reflections within the industry we serve, we do not believe legislation is either necessary nor advisable. You see, now keep in mind, Susan D. Whiting, Nielsen Media Research, they are self-regulated. They have no rules that they have to work within. They do not report to anyone. They're the only game in town that does this media research. They're psychologists, and they're branched off like a plague. It goes from the Nielsen Media Group, and then they have outside offices that have outside offices that have outside offices. Every CPA, for instance. You know, they're all involved. Pay attention. I've been exposed. Catch up. If you don't know what's been going on, go back to the opening of the ladder and catch up as soon as possible. Read the notes in the comments. I have lots of questions and lots of loose ends. But, okay. Nor advisable. Yeah, do not believe legislation is either necessary nor advisable. So she's begging for no rules. I believe this bill or any similar legislation is both unnecessary and harmful to the long-term interests of the entire television community. And she's speaking about the television broadcasting community, the advertisers, the sponsors, the corporations, not the viewers, okay? The audience are all subjects to a huge psychological experiment. You're all in a crazy house, and they're doing studies on you. They have very sophisticated ways. They can isolate and mess with one mind in the community. They can play with anybody they want. This is very serious. I think these points were clearly recognized by the FTC in its March 30, 2005 response to your request that it consider oversight of TV ratings, where the FTC said that, in Nielsen's case, quote, well-constructed industry self-regulatory efforts can be more prompt, flexible, and effective than government regulation. They have their own police, okay? These are the men in black. Okay, and I'll bet you they're working. This is on a federal level. Okay, FTC, these guys. Oh man, this is heavy. I need brains involved in this. If you don't have any, get some. This is big. Well constructed. I'm going to put this whole thing in the comments. This is war, everybody. This is a revolutionary war. This is a big deal. The Media Rating Council and Nielsen have established a strong working relationship that has enabled us to introduce increasingly more accurate rating systems. Recently, the MRC, Media Rating Council, or Committee, has put forward guidelines for all MRC members. Guidelines. Yeah, here's your gun. For all MRC members and measurement services, a voluntary code of conduct. We agree in principle with the proposed code of conduct, and we're working with the MRC. And I'll bet you Lenny Bruce's death is tied to these people. And Hoffa. Okay? Ford is behind this. Keep that in mind. This is a big deal. Proposed code of... The Media Rating Council and Nielsen have established a strong working relationship that has enabled us to introduce increasingly more accurate rating systems. Recently, the MRC has put forward guidelines for all MRC members and measurement services, a voluntary code of conduct. We agree in principle with the proposed code of conduct, and we are working with the MRC on it. For example, we've already agreed that no future commercial rating service will be launched before it is audited. Whoopity fucking do! We'll proofread it first. You stupid idiots, wake up. Everybody's woke, ain't they? Man, Zack's got the alarm clock. I told you I'm the Pied Piper here. I don't want this job, but I'm stuck with it. Yes, post your questions. Feel free, bombard me. I don't care. Trolls roast me. I'll make an example out of you too. Riley wants to say hi. He's not going to be happy till he says hi. There. Okay, okay. Daddy loves you too. Get down. All right, let's get on with our roast here. We're going to burn these fuckers at the stake. Okay, that is why this bill is unnecessary. Here's why it is harmful. Here's why it's harmful. The mandatory accreditation required under this bill, keep in mind they have their own committee that says what goes and what doesn't. Accreditation. Give me some frick. Blow up some smoke in my ass. Yeah, the mandatory accreditation required under this bill would slow ratings innovations to a crawl. Yeah, everybody drag their feet if they can't do what they want, just like they're doing right now. The whole country is. This is sickening. Boy, I wanted to have sex tonight. I don't know. I hope it gets the good part. Yeah, where's the part about somebody getting caught getting a blowjob in the White House? Yeah. New digital media are emerging with breathtaking speed. Remember, you couldn't use the cell phone you just had, but you bought the new one. Okay, breathtaking speed. Advertisers and broadcasters need to know what impact this will have on how audiences watch TV. If ratings companies have to operate new services without generating revenue, it is unlikely they will develop or implement expensive new audience measurement innovations. This is also a significant barrier to entry into this market by any competitor. See, they have a monopoly. Right there, they're telling you they have a monopoly. I think, Senator Burns, that you said it best when you remarked that the internet was able to blossom because Congress didn't know how to regulate it. Right there. According to the same principle, Congress should not regulate television ratings business. We do not believe it is good policy to transform the MRC into a vehicle that limits competition from new program sources, especially from smaller, independent, and minority-owned stations and networks looking to compete against media giants. This is why a number of minority-oriented channels have issued voiced opposition to legislation, including both TV1 and BET. I should also note that many other clients representing the advertisers, including the American Association of Advertising Agencies, they need to be looked into. The Association of National Advertisers, they need to be looked into. And the AAF, whose money this is all about, all those need to be looked into. Community groups and public interest organizations have voiced their oppositions to mandatory accreditation to the legislation. We need to find out the names of everybody on those committees, and we need to find the relationships between all of them. We need to go back to the beginning when Nielsen Media Group started with the invention of the autometer, or the first radio, whatever the first device they used was when they started tracking conveyor belt systems and things in industrial America. You need to go back to the beginning and understand that the beginning of it was all started by doctors, psychologists, shrinks. Okay? This is very big. I should also note that many other clients representing the advertisers, blah, 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 whose money this is all about, community groups and public interest organizations have voiced their opposition to mandatory accreditation in the legislation. See, there's a glass ceiling, and that's where the idea of racism starts, because all of the media broadcasting that is allowed by Dutch publishing company that's in hot water right now because all the scientists and researchers all publish their stuff in Europe. It goes through that Dutch-owned company, and only 4% of the stuff is published. There's a huge thing going on about that the media is not covering. When you start looking into this Nielsen Media Group, you will uncover it, just like I did. I do not want to mention one initiative that came about from our work with both our task force. We need to backtrack and figure out what that task force is. Find out about the task force, everybody involved in the task force, and who funded it. And the MRC, the creation of a special council for research excellence. This is important. We created this council in order to involve the industry in setting the direction of basic research and development. Nielsen has committed an extra $2.5 million annually for special research as recommended by the council. It is composed of 40 clients representing the entire television industry and chaired by Mike Kaline, Global Media Manager for Ford Motor Company, one of the largest buyers of television advertising time in the United States. In conclusion, instead of legislation, we need to support the MRC by agreeing to a new voluntary audit and accreditation standard that will enable measurement services to respond more quickly to dynamic changes. Self-regulation dictated through government mandate has many of the same disadvantages as direct government oversight without the protection of formal rulemaking process or public accountability. On behalf of thousands of Nielsen employees in the United States across 49 states, I would like to reiterate Nielsen's commitment to producing the most accurate TV ratings possible, that we continue to serve a broad and sometimes contentious client base, and that we are committed to working with MRC, our clients, and the community leaders to ensure transparency and accuracy in the ratings. Thank you. Yeah. Well, she goes on with even more information and mentions we're just going to continue reading it. That's what we're going to do. Thank you, she says. The prepared statement of Ms. Whiting's follows. Now, this is the prepared statement. Good morning. My name is Susan Whiting. I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of Nielsen Media Research. It was about a year ago that I first testified before this committee. And you have to remember, sometimes the absence of answers provide the answers, okay? There's a lot you can find out if you're looking properly. You have to look from different angles. I'm very abstract. I could see holes all through this. If I had a red button, I'd already pushed it. Yeah. She says, it was about a year ago that I first testified before this committee. Since then, my team and I at Nielsen have worked very hard to follow your advice and to make a superior measurement system even better. I have met with many members of the committee to hear their concerns and share Nielsen's story, including our vision for the future of audience measurement technology and our commitment to working with all of our clients. Audience measurement technology. Keep in mind, FCC part number 15 has to accept interference. They're watching you all the time at any moment. There was a law they wanted to have. At one time, they had 30 minutes they could listen to you. Now it was down to 15, according to the last document I read. Read, crack a book. They do make you taller for the deep end of the pond of life, where the sharks need to be killed. Yeah, a few of them. We're going to keep feeding the snappers to them in the meantime. But those shark days are numbered, yeah, because we're going to take back the pond. The pond of life that nurtures the garden of life. Right now we're moving a mountain. Two things you need to do to move a mountain. One, get rid of everybody that says you can't do it. Two, turn right around, grab the biggest stone you can find, throw that fucker out of the way. And if you got any friends or anybody that supports you, they'll keep the fire going to feed your ass and be right there by your side helping when they ain't busy doing that. We are changing the future, and I said that for the past year. Today's the day. Okay. Nielsen Media Research is in the truth business. The truth of what people are actually watching on television and how they're watching it. Yeah, see, they're in the truth business. They're in the truth. They know everything. And some of us show them how. Yeah, we're showing them how to masturbate all the time around the world. Check Chatterbait out. Yes. Oh my goodness, it's really fun. Yeah, we're in the truth business, all right. Yeah, we all watch television differently today than we did 5 years ago. Today, for example, the average TV household has more than 100 channels from which to choose. Consumers are also choosing digital technologies such as TiVo, video on demand, and video gaming. With this diversity of entertainment choices, Nielsen is committed to providing the entire marketplace with the most accurate TV ratings possible. Now keep in mind, if all this is true, yes, Apple is involved. They've mentioned Apple's involved. If all this is true, okay, they could get nailed in courts all across the country for invasion of privacy, for one thing, for molestation of the human mind, the unsuspecting, adult abuse across the board, every citizen, and be aiding and abetting for all the information they have or were afforded the time to gather for crimes that went on that they were privy to. Yeah, imagine the murders they watched happen, the information, all the lost tapes and stuff. They were watching all that. All the stuff, our whole lives was on file. This is exactly like the Truman Show type of thing. Yeah, this is big deal. This is not made up. This is very real. With this diversity of entertainment choices, Nielsen is committed to providing the entire marketplace with the most accurate TV ratings possible. To anyone who has been involved in this industry for the past 5 years, it is clearly apparent that Nielsen has made more advancements and invested more money in TV audience measurement services than at any other time in our history. During the last year, we made significant investments in all aspects of TV audience measurement, sampling, data collecting, data processing, data delivery, which we believe will further improve the accuracy of our ratings. We continue to invest in the leading edge of measurement technologies and look forward to new systems that will measure a broad spectrum of digital technologies. These new investments and initiatives produce change, and different clients react differently to these changes. Yeah, therein lies a whole lot of statements right there. Yes, a lot of statements right there. As you may have experienced with your voters, it is very hard to make everyone in your constituency happy. See, it's funny how they call them constituents when they're voting in the survey. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get back to where I was. Okay, in which, experience of your voters, it's very hard to make everyone in your constituency happy. Nielsen is committed to working with all of our constituents, our clients, which include broadcasters, cable operators, advertising agencies, and advertisers, all with competing and often conflicting demands on the rating service. A truly independent rating service offering the highest quality and most accurate ratings is vital for the marketplace to operate effectively. Now keep in mind, none of the TV channels, none of the TV stations, none of the broadcasters are privy to what goes on at any of the meetings at Nielsen Media Group. They're not allowed to know anything, and all people involved have to sign disclosure acts. Everything is top secret. Nielsen must remain independent of these conflicting interests. For example, on the legislation we are discussing today, two powerful players, the National Association of Broadcasters and Comcast, have taken opposite positions on this legislation. Given the progress we have made and the inherent conflicts within the industry we serve, we do not believe legislation is either necessary or advisable. In fact, we feel it is unwarranted and harmful. I think these points were ably recognized by the Federal Trade Commission in its March 30th, 2005 response to your request that it consider oversight of TV ratings. As you recall from its response, the FTC said that in Nielsen's case, quote, well-constructed industry self-regulatory efforts can be more prompt, flexible, and effective than government regulations. Yeah, just like the landlord. When a landlord wants to kick you out, he can kick you out, and that's what they can do. They want to kick you out, they can kick you out. Instead of having to file paperwork, it takes 6 months. Yeah, that's the same thing here. Listen, this is very real. I believe Section 1372 is both unnecessary and harmful to the long-term interests of the entire television community. First, it is unnecessary. The Meeting Rating Council and Nielsen, some of this is redundant, but what she wrote in a statement is different than what she said. There's more details. Over the past few weeks, for example, the MRC has put forward guidelines for all MRC members and measurement services called a voluntary code of conduct that would both clarify and strengthen the MRC's relationship with all measurement services as well as with its own membership. See, this is all double talk, bullshit. Is anybody listening? Oh my goodness. Clarify strengthens the MRC's own membership. The MRC recently provided to its members in all measurements services, television, radio, newspaper, and internet a proposed voluntary code of conduct to deal with the rollout of new measurement technologies in the marketplace. See, the new technologies, that's all secret too. They don't let anybody know what they're doing with that. If you knew, you'd shit. Kind of like what's in a hot dog. Okay? Among the first things we have already agreed to, for example, is that no future commercial ratings service will be launched without the transparency of a full audit having taken place. Yeah, a full audit. Yeah. All other elements of the code are under discussion at this time, and we are confident that after appropriate give and take, that the industry will reach agreement with all rating services on the code, and we can submit it to the Justice Department and the FTC for a business review. We believe in principle that the proposed voluntary code of conduct represents a valid approach to enhancing the MRC process, and that if it approved by the MRC and all measurement services, we intend to adopt it. Now keep in mind, in the very beginning of this, the guy said, yeah, I don't want you arguing and working out your deals here in front of me in the courtroom. He says, you guys go out back and handle it. I don't care if you're duking it out or paying each other off or if it's a reach-around fest. That's exactly what he said. Go back there and read it. Yeah, I'm sanding the oyster. Yes, we're going to make a big, beautiful black pearl. I'm going to get my diamond with relentless pressure. Beautiful thing is I'm doing it with nothing but this. That's the most beautiful thing and the most empowering and the most inspirational voice I can give to the people. I said I am the man who's removed the sword from the stone, and this is the proof. I said it in the World of Music video back in April. Yeah. Other elements of the code are under discussion at this time, and we are confident that after appropriate give and take, that the industry will reach agreement with all rating services on the code, and we can submit to the Justice Department FTC for business review. We believe in the principle that the proposed voluntary code of conduct represents a valid approach to enhancing the MRC process, and that if it is approved by the MRC members of all measurement services, well, why wouldn't they? We intend to adopt it. What a reach-around. That's the guy who really, really wants to buy your truck, coming and kicking the tires and hemming and hawing, saying, well, his old lady's fat and he ain't got no money and he's really tickled pink inside. He's getting away with murder. Oh, my goodness. Somebody put a... Careful, Mad Zack. Yeah. Oh, let's see. In other words, since the free market private enterprise system is working, we do not need a legislation solution to a problem that doesn't exist. See, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I'm the banker. I'm the banker in the Monopoly game. So I give myself an extra $200. You can't prove it. You didn't count the money in the game before we started. You know, you can't audit me. You can't audit me. I don't have any regulations. I'm self-regulated with my own rules. Yes, I don't wear pants at work. And I jerk off when I do my interviews. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. That is why Section 1372 is unnecessary. Here's why it's harmful. Mandatory accreditation required under Section 1372 would slow ratings and innovations to a crawl. Yeah, because everybody dragged their feet when they can't get what they want. Like when my sister used to, when I used to tell my sister to do the dishes, she'd do a really shitty job. It'd take her forever. Yeah, all America's doing it. That's why they say don't call on Monday because it's a bad day to call. Yeah, it's because everybody come back in from the weekend hung over. Nobody wants to do their job. Yeah, billing twice for the bill, and nobody's paying attention to that either. Yeah, I'm Mighty Mouse. Here I come to save the day. Yeah, this is really a Super Friends moment, man. Yeah, we're going to save the world. Yeah, we are. If provided we don't all get killed. Keep that in mind. It's a possibility. Oh, let's see. Vital new systems for measuring all forms of digital television could remain idle while MRC's members debated. Yeah. In an environment that is becoming increasingly governed by political and economic self-interest, that process could literally take years. Technology, however, won't wait, nor will clients. The transition from analog to digital television technologies would be frustrated at the lack of timely measurement. Haha, see, they got to keep up with digital. As you know, when you watch television and from your experience on the committee, new digital media are emerging with breathtaking speed, and audiences are increasingly willing to use devices like, see, increasingly willing to use the devices like the DVRs and the video on demand to take control of their viewing experience. Ha ha! The sale of DVRs is expected to nearly double within 2 years, and advertisers and broadcasters need to know as soon as possible what impact this will have on how audiences watch TV. See, I invented a paper shredder that has a scanner in it. So as you feed the printer the paper, it scans the document, and then it puts it back, prints it back in my computer. See, if I had a bunch of them, I'd put them all in Nielsen's office and undermine them right out from under them. Yeah, and then we'd just shoot them all as they leave. Yeah, like when you dump a bunch of water in a rat's nest and they come flying out of the hole. Yeah. And then we'll have a big book burn party, burning all their stuff as we read it. Yeah, as you know when you watch television, blah, 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 blah. If rating companies are required to operate new services without generating revenue for a significant period of time, it is unlikely that they will develop or implement expensive new audience measurement innovations. Such a prospect also is a significant barrier to entry into this market by any competitor. Yeah, such a prospect also is a significant barrier to entry telecommunication firms or to entry into this market by any competitor. Did you hear that? I'm going to put that whole thing, that's getting copied and pasted. Susan D. Whiting's prepared statement states, quote, end quote. Oh, this is too rich. This is too rich. I'm going to be famous. Yeah, broke, but famous. Yeah. Thrift Store Joe. Let's go on to read here. We do not believe it is good public policy to transform... We do not believe it is good public policy to transform the MRC into a vehicle that... Oh, you fucker. Don't play with me. We do not believe it is good public policy to transform the MRC into a vehicle that limits competition from new program sources, especially from smaller, independent, and minority-owned stations and networks looking to compete against media giants. More precise ratings technology enhances the voice of minorities by making possible niche programming on new cable networks and television stations aimed at the African American, Hispanic, Asian, and Arab American communities. These advancements could grind to a halt with mandatory ratings accreditation. This is why a number of minority competitors had issued statements in opposition to legislation, including both TV One and BET, working with the task force. We've got to research that task force. As you know, Nielsen continues to work closely with the Independent Task Force on Television Measurement. This task force was created last year at the suggestion of Congressman Charles Rangel, R-A-N-G-E-L, for the very purpose of offsetting the need. Type that in, Charles Rangel. Tim? Congressman Charles Rangel, R-A-N-G-E-L, for the very purpose of offsetting the need for congressional involvement. Ha ha! Got him red-handed. The task force worked for more than 8 months and continues to work and release a major report to Nielsen, which we shared with the industry that include recommendations in the area of sampling, field operations, fault rates, diversity, and communications. We need that document. With your permission, Senator, I would like to submit for the record a copy of the task force report, Nielsen's response, and the follow-up report released just last month. Considering the importance of this task force report, the enormous committee in time and effort from people representing a diverse spectrum of Americans, especially from people representing a diverse spectrum of Americans, especially former representatives Miss Mrs. Cardis Collins, C-A-R-D-I-S-S, Collins, C-O-L-L-I-N-S, who chaired the task force. I should also note that the task force has issued a statement in opposition to Section 1372. We need to know what 1372 is. And I would also like to submit those comments for the record. This task force has indeed been the focus for many of the very constructive initiatives that we have been sharing for some time now with our clients, others in the industry, and within Congress. Yet the full breadth of audience measurement, including sampling design, sample recruiting, and maintenance, data collection systems, metering, data processing, and data reporting, all involving hundreds of millions of dollars in spending by Nielsen, have improved over the years because of the painstaking work we have done with our clients through the Media Rating Council's accreditation process. I believe that this metering goes on like with my computer, for instance. The metering is when they're watching, okay? I believe that when the metering is when they're watching. I could be mistaken. I have to do some more research. I'm a virgin here. It's my first time. And I'm really juicy. Blah, 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 blah. I do want to mention just one initiative, and this came about from our work through the task force as well as with the MRC, and that is the creation of a special council for research excellence created earlier this year. We created this council in order to involve the industry in setting the direction of basis R&D, research and development, in the area of methodological research, okay? Methodological, psychology-based methodological research. Like, I believe that the music advancement technologies, okay, the more recent, the more technical the musical apparatuses get, the syntheticness and the way the AI is getting involved, it's all part of the hypnotic effect and the entrancement, the psychological tools. It's a psychological leverage and a psychological warfare game. Yes, we need to go back where we come from. We need to get back. Zack's been playing that older stuff. It's been coming out of me. I don't know where it comes from. It's all from the spirit, I'm telling you. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. With your permission, Senator, I'd like to submit for the record copy. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, here we go. In addition to the tens of millions of dollars we spend each year on methodological and statistical research, tens of millions of dollars, Nielsen has committed an additional $2.5 million for special research as recommended by the Council. The Council is composed of 40 clients, including the MRC representing the entire television industry. The Council is chaired by Mark Kylan, Global Media Manager for Ford Motor Company, one of the largest buyers of television advertising in the United States. Responding to a changing market, why would anyone agree to create a council or serve on a council when the MRC, under the bill, would be the final authority over everything pertaining to the rating service? Instead of a new bill, we, as an industry, need to support the MRC by agreeing to a new voluntary audit and accreditation standards that will enable measurement services to respond more quickly to dynamic changes in the television landscape so that digital technologies, including digital video recorders, DVD recorders, video on demand, and time shifting can be included in the measurement of audiences. Congress has mandated the shift in broadcast television from analog to digital. Over the past 12 years, we have supported that mandate by completely revamping our metering and reporting technology with investments of over $100 million. $100 million. I can only assume that the underlying assumption behind this mandate is that there would be no government-imposed barrier to measuring audiences to digital television. But Section 1372 imposes formidable barriers by mandating that no rating service could measure anything without the approval of the MRC. Is someone listening out there? This is the smoking gun, okay? Smoking gun. I want an interview. I need a media outlet that's not bought out. And I'm probably going to need some bodyguards. And I may have to move to an undisclosed location. And go off the grid once I turn this over to some attorneys. But they're going to name this after me. Yeah, Polk's War. Polk's World War. I'm taking on the whole world. Yeah, this is a worldwide affair. I'm the Pied Piper. I have to save the children from the rats. Yes, I'm a father. It's my job. Somebody's got to be willing to roll up their sleeves and dive in the fire. Well, here I am with nothing to lose. How you doing, John? I see you out there. Okay, let's go on to read the report. Since the last time we were here, we have significantly enhanced our ability to more accurately measure all television audiences. For example, on March 3rd, 2005, after more than 12 years of research and development and hundreds of millions of dollars in spending, Nielsen introduced a new digital metering system called the Active Passive Meter System, or Active Passive AP meter for short. The AP meter is fundamentally a set meter, but it is also a platform for in-home measurement of many new digital television devices. In 2005 in July, Nielsen began rolling out the new AP meter system into the national and local people meter samples. Without this system, we would not be able to measure digital signals, and there would be no viable business model for digital television. In May, we began to implement a program of personal coaching, performance-based incentives, and reminder mailings designed to reduce overall and differential faulting in local people meter markets. This represents another ongoing multi-million investment. In June, we delivered a plan for enabling measurement of video-on-demand programming in our syndicated ratings panels. DVR measurement has been successfully implemented in our set meter and diary markets. We remain on schedule for installation of DVR households in the national and local people meter samples beginning in January 2006. So far, we've installed more than 200 DVR households across 47 local markets. June 2005. See, they may not necessarily be watching every single person, but they have the power to watch anyone they want. But they're focusing on whoever they're putting the people meters in, whoever they're putting the device in their home. Only they know which ones have the device in them, from what I'm gathering. Not everybody's getting one. So it's like one, might be one in every block. Who knows? There's a math to it, though. I guarantee it. In June 2005, Nielsen completed the translation of all its recruitment materials. This is important. The recruitment materials for sample households into Spanish, developed key recruitment materials in Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, and Tagalog. We are also tailoring our introductory video that is provided to new sample households for Asian audiences. We also recently added several training procedures on cultural sensitivity to our 10-week field training programs. Conclusion. To conclude my remarks today, self-regulation dictated through government mandate has many of the same disadvantages as direct government oversight without the protection of formal rulemaking processes or public accountability. What is more, it lacks the agility, flexibility, and resourcefulness that come from free market forces. Those qualities have served the Media Rating Council and its members well for more than 4 decades, and they are worth preserving. I would like to reiterate Nielsen's commitment to producing the most accurate TV ratings possible, that we serve a broad and sometimes contentious client base, and that we are committed to working with the MRC, our clients, and community leaders to assure transparency and accuracy in the ratings. Finally, we believe in the voluntary MRC accreditation process, and legislatively mandating this process will be harmful not just to Nielsen, but to everyone. Thank you. Senator Burns, thank you. Now we'll hear from Cyril Chagrin. Cerilshagrin. Sounds like a made-up name to me. I don't know. They go on to talk about the Hispanic services. What do you think, guys? I think we've dived in enough. I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. I think I've taken my machete out and hacked out a pretty nice trail. Yes, I have. I will be continuing my Well, it's a short one. Let's just go ahead and read this. Ms. Chagrin, good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Actually, I'm as bad as you are. It is afternoon, isn't it? Ms. Senator Burns, it is afternoon. Ms. Chagrin, my name is Cyril Chagrin. I spent 27 years at Nielsen Media Research. Interrogate her. During which time I interacted with the Media Ratings Council. Yeah, I want lie detectors on all these fuckers. Yes, I want lie detectors on them. And I want to be there to witness that. I want to interrogate them myself because I'm an empath. I can read them. I can read them. I scare people just being in the room. I walk into a grocery store out in public and have 2,000 people in it. Every child under 2 or every child in there will turn and look around the room and find me. Lock eyes with me. Searching for me. Knowing I'm there. They can feel me there. Men have never liked me. And maybe this is why. I don't know. But I have a job to do. Let's see. Miss Chagrin. Yeah. A little soft voice we'd like to hear. You got a nice little soft voice. We'd like to hear it better. Oh, yeah. Miss Chagrin. Okay, is that better? Senator Burns, you bet. Miss Chagrin, I was Nielsen's first quality assurance director and the primary contact for the review of the MRC audit scope and the audit report. While at Nielsen Media, I was the primary participant in the development and rollout of the National People Meter Service. I was responsible for the development and management of the Nielsen Hispanic services and the involvement in the development, testing, and the rollout of all new services. I want to know who makes these devices. Motorola? Yeah, I see your little Klansman looking at me and your little symbolic branding. Motorola's suspect. I'll bet they come out in this. Yeah, I'll bet they come out. I can see it already. I was responsible for the development and management of Nielsen Hispanic services, involved in the development, testing, and rollout of all new services. For the past 6 years, I've been employed by Univision Communications, UNIVISION, where I oversee research needs for all Univision divisions. We need to find out Univision's company and how big they are, their divisions, and all the company suppliers they're associated with. Currently, I am the chairman of the MRC Television Committee, and I am proud to be this year's recipient of the Malcolm Belleville Award for my commitment to the highest standards in broadcast measurement service. Malcolm Belleville Award, we need to look into the Chamber of Commerce and find out who was on their Chamber of Commerce that issued that award. For the past 33 years, I've had a close relationship with the MRC, both as a representative of the provider of television ratings and as a user of those ratings for programming decisions and for setting value and audience delivery. I have worked with 6 different MRC executive directors. We need to find out who all the people were on the MRC, everybody. For the past 33 years, I've been driven by the need for quality research and reliable audience estimates. I believe the MRC has been a major contributor to achieving that goal. And we need to find out how many of those people are living, dead, and how many of them committed suicide. The television landscape has changed dramatically from a 3-network environment to one of the multiple broadcast and cable choices. At the same time, the U.S. state's population has grown and changed to a multicultural population. In order to meet the quality standards of television audience measurement, the samples used to develop audience estimates most accurately represent the current and changing populations of whites, blacks, Hispanics, and Asians, not just in total number, but demographically within each of these populations. While the data collection instrument must be designed to accurately collect viewing, you need to find out what the instrument was they used for data collection and who made that. No data collection device can eliminate the bias of reporting sample that does not accurately represent the universe being measured. Television rating services must make decisions on the data collection tool and the methodology which best captures viewing within the cost parameters the individual markets can support. Yeah, see, when they're watching you, they don't have to pay to fill out the report or the cost of the money to send all the stuff out. Yeah, you guys fucked up when you mailed that letter out with the money in it. Oh, I got your ass. Talking to the children was your biggest mistake in the letter. You didn't think anybody was paying attention. Oh, man, Zack was paying very close attention. Yeah, I'm Jane fucking Goodall. And I'm the one providing the voice for those who cannot speak. Just like Jane Goodall spoke for the monkeys, I'm here for the people. Yeah, and I want nothing. Let's see. Installing and maintaining a representative sample is difficult. It takes properly trained personnel, adherence to procedures, and continuous testing to search for improvements. It requires a commitment to standards. The minimum standards of 1975 no longer meet the challenges, so we need to find out what the standards were in 1975. No longer meet the challenges of audience measurement in 2005. We need to find out what the changes were that changed there. Look for clues. Quality measurement requires constant third-party monitoring to ensure proper procedure identified and followed. Third party. The MRC provides that function through continuing audit and review. And keep in mind, they're tracking you through UPC codes, so they know exactly all the medications you're on. They can try and undermine your authority and invalidate you because you're taking, let's say, Vraylar, for instance. The MRC Television Committee is made up of users of the audience estimates, broadcast networks, cable networks, stations, agencies, and advertisers. For the past 6 years, I think I've attended every one of the MRC meetings related to television audience measurement. I strongly believe the MRC audit process has contributed to the continuous improvement of the quality of TV audience measurement. And haven't you noticed how cheap TVs are and all that stuff? It's dirt cheap, and everybody buys it up on Black Friday. Oh, man. Yeah, some people steal them. They got to have them. 5 TVs in a house. Fucking people, wake up. Everybody's in a trance. It's just like The Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch is the Nielsen Media Group. Yeah, looking in the crystal ball. The crystal ball is them with the control and the devices in your home already. Yeah, Big Brother's watching you. Watch it. Watch you. Every time you masturbate, there's a camera on your computer, you're watching porn on your laptop, they're watching you. They are. Some guy's getting off on it. There's probably a group of bigwigs, and they probably have a little club like the Pizzagate thing or whatever. Nelson Mandela, goddamn right. Nelson Mandela did a lot of time for people in prison. He oh my goodness, don't get me started. Hats off to Nelson Mandela. No, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Nielsen received a copy of the, okay. Attendees of these meetings invest a significant amount of time reading and analyzing audit reports. Meetings are long and detailed. They are well attended. No one is allowed to vote without the investment of time in the understanding of the audit issues. Nielsen received a copy of the audit reports prior to distribution to the committee, and their comments are included in the report sent to the committee and in the discussion and review of the audit. Keep in mind, no one can get a copy of the audits. All their documents is all secret, top secret. Nobody, not even the authorities, not even the fucking U.S. Marshal. Nobody can get these documents. You guys are storming the wrong buildings. Yeah, you're having what were they doing? Protests out in front of buildings. Doing it at the wrong buildings. New technologies must be audited before being put into production. New editing, it's funny, new editing rules, processing rules, sample design, and maintenance procedures should be evaluated and their impact on audience estimates dimension prior to implementation to assure continuation of quality standards. This is all a bunch of bullshit. They have no standards. They have no rules. Nobody has any rules or standards. There's a fox in the goddamn hen house. It's time to get the gun. Oh my goodness. Somebody's got to get out there and save the chickens. New technologies must be audited before being put into production. New rules, blah, blah, blah. While my written testimony states that prior to 2004, I can remember no instance when Nielsen implemented any material changes in methodology, processing rules, or data collection device without prior review and acceptance by the MRC. There was one exception. That was the Boston Local People's Meter Market. Nielsen has said in recent public statements that mandatory accreditation would result in termination of the Nielsen Hispanic Station Index, the local Hispanic measurement service, while different sampling procedures are used in some NHSI markets. There's reason to believe they could not, either as currently designed or with modifications, meet MRC standards, or that their increasing Hispanic standards could not provide reliable Hispanic audience estimates. I have confidence that Nielsen can do that. I got an icing on the cake. For approximate 40 years, I got something to leave you with. I got one last thought on all this. For approximately 40 years, Nielsen's local and national television measurement services have been audited and accredited. Nielsen has met the MRC quality standards and continuously strive for improvement. It has made them a better company and it has allowed the television industry to grow. Univision has taken a neutral position on the fair ratings bill. We take a very strong position on the need for quality samples and procedures for eliminating bias. We take a positive position on the need for the MRC audits. I'd like to thank the committee for the opportunity to appear here today, and I look forward to answering any questions. Okay, now, I want to end this with one thought. Okay? One thought. These guys are above the law, okay? And they're manipulating consumers, okay? And they're really pissed off because the blacks, for instance, and the youth, some of the young holdouts that aren't strong on video games, and the deviant society, the blacks, the Latinos, and the kids, all the rebels, that's where the dope got into play to a way to get money out of them, okay? And they're above the law. So think about it. What I'm offering you is the possibility that when they, first of all, any commercial drug trade looks just like a commercial operation. These guys are above the law. They can walk around metal detectors. They can hop on planes. They can bring whatever they want, and nobody's going to pay attention to them. They're above the law. They can do whatever they want in the name of the media rating studies. So right there's a smoking possibility, smoking gun right there for drug dealing. Yeah, and every time somebody steps on their toes because they're watching, they call in a whistle and a big old shipment gets busted. I don't know. It's a possibility. It's a question. Something to consider. There's a lot of fucking rats in the woodpile. Oh my goodness. Prepared statement of Cheryl Segrin. So she's got a statement here too. Who knows what's in the statement? I haven't read it. There's also a statement of Kathy Crawford, President, Local Broadcast Mindshare. I'm looking for key. I think I've shared enough for now. And then we go on to her prepared statement. I think we've got enough dirt. We've got enough dirt to warrant a serious fucking deal. And you can bet your money on, you can bet your sweet ass that the minute anybody gets wind of this, and if I'm right, everybody already knows that's in question. Every single person already knows it's in question. So they're already getting rid of documents and everything. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? But this is very serious. This is more serious than looking for some old frickin' bill about how many Indians they killed, back in what you call it. You want to talk about accountability and all that stuff. How about the accountability right here? Oh, this is a big deal. I stumbled onto a huge, huge thing. A huge thing. And it's funny because it's like my whole life I've been being prepared for this. Yeah, information referred to has been retained in committee files. Patrick J. Mullen from the Tribune Broadcasting Company. They're all talking about, it has to do with, here they're mentioning Fox. Tribune's television stations have affiliated with the newer networks, the Warner Brothers and Fox, eager to compete with our fellow broadcasters with the ever-increasing number of networks vying for viewers' attention over cable and satellite. But to do this, we must have an honest report card, a trustworthy measurement of the size and composition of each competitor's audience. See, the thing is, they're all calling each other liars because they're all keeping secrets. Every goddamn one of them. Good job, Tim. Thank you. So now they're still harping on that times of crisis thing. Oh, here's an interesting tidbit. We have no choice but, here we go. Here we go. Right here. Prepared statement of Patrick J. Mullen, president of Tribune Broadcasting. This guy sounds like he's swinging. He says, the problem, Mr. Chairman, is that the keys to our success, our ratings, are held by a monopoly. I'm going to put this up there. I'm going to quote this and put it in a thing. The problem, Mr. Chairman, is that the keys to our success, our ratings, are held by a monopoly. When Nielsen had a competitor, its service and its response to client concerns were substantially better than they are today. In the absence of competition, we are left to plead for fair treatment and reliable results. Time and time again, Nielsen has turned us away. We have no choice but to do business with Nielsen. Ratings are the currency on which the advertising business operates, and despite recent challenges, our company has always had a good relationship with Nielsen. So we are here today reluctantly, but with a sense of urgency. In 1964, the Media Rating Council was established at the urging of Congress. It is a nonprofit organization whose membership includes representatives of broadcast TV and radio, cable television, print, advertisers, aid agencies, and now internet constituencies. Keep in mind, this is owned by Dutch Publishing Company of the Netherlands, okay? This is a Dutch war on the white man in America who took American possession away from the Dutch people. It's got to be related to that. I'm just guessing here. It's a secret fucking war. They're still pissed off about establishing fucking the country. It's got to be, which has given the black population the idea about racism, because they're focusing on the white population. Go back and start from the beginning. Go back to the Nielsen's, the beginning of Nielsen's. It all begins at Nielsen's. And then you have to also study the fucking laws on radio broadcasting. And then you have to study federal communications laws. Yes, it's a deep fucking thing. Roll your sleeves up and get busy. If you got kids, you owe it to them. This is your calling. This is your time. This is your garden. These are your weeds. Get to pulling, get the hoe, and get to rowing. Get a hold of Conor McGregor. Get a hold of fucking Matthew McConaughey. You tell him, man, Zack's got the poison cheese. We're gonna kill that bag of rats. Yeah, let's go on here. He says, the MRC's mission is to maintain confidence in audience research and secure measurement services that are valid, reliable, and effective. MRC does this through audits to test methodology and credibility of research services and accreditation of certified services to meet the MRC's minimum standards. Research services must disclose their data to the MRC to enable it to validate their measurements. The Media Rating Council is a classic example of industry self-regulation. It consumes no tax dollars, nor requires government oversight. It does its job quietly, professionally, and efficiently, with participation by all segments of the industry. In our experience, the MRC has never been used for private gain by one member over another, or to delay or stop innovation. The very existence of the MRC's audit accreditation processes and its diverse makeup tend to keep participants honest. Historically, participation in the MRC's processes has been voluntarily. The MRC cannot force anyone to comply with its procedures, and it cannot require a rating service to submit to an audit or to offer only accredited measurement services. Unfortunately, Nielsen has chosen to ignore the MRC's guide in deploying local people meter service. See, this, you need to look at this MRC and investigate anybody who's ever worked for them, find out how many of them are dead. This is huge. This is very, very huge. Yeah, I learned all about propaganda and everything. Our teachers went out on a limb to teach us, despite what the curriculum was dictating that they were allowed to teach us. They stuck their necks out. Yeah, Mad Zack was one of the lucky ones. And the class of 88, you're going to have to kill the whole class of 88 because they all got taught all the same shit I did. And then any one of them can pick up the ball. And some of them have. Yes, they have. Paul Ledford's a big shot attorney. Him and I were very close buddies. We were both weirdos. Let's see. Attachments retained in committee files. Let's see this. This is interesting. Despite these kinds of obvious flaws, Nielsen has just launched its LPM service in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, also without MRC accreditation. It is clear to me that Nielsen submits to MRC processes only when it suits its aggressive business strategies. Tribune has tried to work constructively with Nielsen and to suggest ways to improve audience measurement. In numerous meetings, emails, and letters over the past years, Tribune has pointed out defects in Nielsen's LPM sampling and faulting rates. The problems being presented have led to significant underreporting of important audience segments. Nielsen has acknowledged difficulties and has promised to fix the problems. But despite Nielsen's efforts, it has failed to fix these problems after they just got done saying they spend more than $113 million a year on development of research and development. Yeah, it's what they're paying the shrinks to frickin' mesmerize everybody. And they're all under the spell. Everybody needs to wake up. For these reasons, in a letter dated May 25th, 2005, Tribune and 17 other broadcast companies embraced the new technology but urged Nielsen to postpone the scheduled deployment of LPM service in Philadelphia and Washington until the MRC deemed the system reliable in markets where it was already being used. Nielsen responded the following day. It said, quote, "The broadcast group request for some sort of mandatory prior MRC accreditation raises considerable antitrust concerns. Nielsen rejected the industry's proposal and the legitimate concerns detailed in our letter. In response, the MRC, under the guidance of Executive Director CEO George Ivey, recommended a meeting between Nielsen and either the MRC's television committee or the full MRC board, or that Nielsen participate in the MRC mediation process." Yeah, get beat up behind closed doors in a fucking kangaroo court. Broadcasters said we would accept either approach with a preference for mediation. Nielsen refused both, saying mediation would unnecessarily cumbersome and time-consuming. Finally, on June 28th, the MRC's board of directors approved a resolution recommending that Nielsen offer LPM service in additional markets only after completing an MRC audit. Tribune then asked Nielsen to accept the MRC's board resolution delaying the scheduled LPM launch in Philadelphia and Washington. Nielsen's response was an immediate no. So the company continues to ignore the legitimate concerns of its customers and the MRC. Its actions are those of the classic unregulated monopoly, accountable to no one. Had Nielsen been more responsive to broadcasters and MRC's concerns, I doubt we would be here today. Now, Kennedy, Profiles in Courage, was an open letter to the American people that he was about to do something very risky. He was about to stick up for something. He was about to take on the world in some aspect. And they killed him. And the letter was a letter to the American people, my hair's standing up, to be brave in the face of danger. And that's what he did. And he died fighting. Wake up. Something tells me this is relative to Kennedy's death. This stinks to high heaven, and anybody out there who says it doesn't is not a patriot. Correspondence submitted with this testimony documents this frustrating process. The submitted material has been retained in committee files. Oh, yeah, Arbitron needs to be audited. Arbitron, A-R-B-I-T-R-O-N, promising new measurement service. Arbitron's portable people meter, the PPM, is being tested in the Houston market. This new technology measures both television and radio signals, and I believe Arbitron plans to use this system for radio ratings starting in 2006. They were doing this stuff in Chicago, and we need to look at what happened in Chicago between 74, 76 when they started it to now, and see the changes and the violence and all the stuff that's went on. I bet you it's related to the television programming and the mind control aspects of the psychological messing with your minds. Okay? There's images you're watching that flash. I worked in the art department in for years, okay? The art department. And subliminal. Everything is subliminal. When they make digital stuff now, it's of multiple layers. And for a second, a thousandth of a frame, you'll see a naked lady. All of a sudden, after a while, your penis starts to get a little chubby. You don't know why. It's because they're flashing naked pictures of you in the screen. You just don't see them because they're flashing so fast. This is truth. Yes, it's just an example. This is not science fiction. Arbitron has licensed this technology in Singapore, Norway, and Canada. Although Arbitron is managing this test, Nielsen has the contractual option to form a joint venture with Arbitron to market PPM television service commercially in the United States. Thus, it is our understanding that Nielsen could effectively control how and when PPM technology will be deployed for television measurement. Because PPMs are an alternative to Nielsen's proprietary LPM service, it appears highly unlikely Nielsen will allow the PPM technology to compete with its LPM service. We hope this testimony makes clear the need for government intervention in this critical segment of the U.S. economy. Throughout Tribune's long history in both print and broadcast journalism, we very rarely have petitioned for federal intervention in the marketplace. Like many of my fellow broadcasters, I personally have spent many days trying to reach a private solution to this problem with Nielsen. We simply do not have the ability to persuade Nielsen to submit to LMRC processes and roll out its new measurement systems only after they have proved reliable to an independent expert body, the Media Rating Council. And because Nielsen is a monopoly, we have nowhere else to turn to get accurate and reliable ratings. This is serious. This is very serious. We need to start, what you need to do, I got the map on the wall, I need to map it out and start where Nielsen started and put a pin where each place grew, and we need to make the map and show the spider web going around the world. Yes, and I want it tied in with I want the map, I want a layer of the map of the drug trade too, and how it's fueling the wars, and how the LMRC's people meters are affecting those different regions. We've got some serious investigation. I need some capital to work with. Cash App, $, capital Z, ACHERY, capital P, OLK. Or mail your letters of consideration and support and checks made out to Someone Unlimited to support me with this to 1435 Laura Avenue, Unit A, Lancaster, Ohio, 43130. Yes, I live on a cul-de-sac, and everybody around me, the house is full of weapons. Yes, I have my own bodyguards on the block. Yes, looking out the windows at all hours of the day. I don't think you're going to come sneaking up on me. Yes, I need serious people on this stat, like yesterday. Tim, thank you for your help. Thanks for trying to assist me. Here's the problem. I've got a hot potato, and everybody around me is dirty. So all the people I'm contacting are all probably involved. It's like a fart in the wind. Yeah, I got the odds against me are even greater than winning the lottery. Yes. Yeah. Good thing I got God on my side. Oh my goodness. Let's play the guitar. Yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs. Play with Mama. See if we can write a song. I know it sounds crazy. But you know, I ain't crazy. Or scared. Like it fire, baby. Make it high, baby. Hell with chopping wood. Dry your eyes. Realize you see the stars that you stare up in the sky night. Come on down the trail. All else set sail. Chart a new course. Well, the weed dead garden. Well, it ain't that hard. Oh, baby, we'll gather eggs from the pen. And in the morning, we'll get up. I'll do it all over again. better go take the dog out to pee. Anyway, I hope everybody is getting excited about this. This is very, very, very exciting. Very big deal. I gotta go, guys. My computer keeps shutting off. It's 9:48. I've got to, I gotta get out of here. Anyway, I need everybody to get on board with this very, 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 very quickly. This is very serious. Yes, I have a book for sale. Yes, I want to sell my book. Yes, I would like to find a publisher. My book will help people. It really will. It directly ties in with all this because everybody that I experienced and reflect upon in my book, I kept asking myself, is the whole world like this? Is everybody like this? Is everybody strung out? Is everybody like this? Well, the answer is yes, and this is why. Zack found it. I solved the riddle. Yes, I solved the riddle, and I'm coming for you. Yes, I am. All 140 pounds of me. Yeah, 140 pounds of nitroglycerin. Yeah, in a great, big, and comfortable C4 butt plug. Yes. Oh, and a very lovely G-spot finder. But it's made in China. It's got a short in it. And that thing shorts out, and that thing arcs. Tim, I hope you got that gunny sack made of those hemp stalks that we twisted up together. That night we had that very long, in-depth conversation without words. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Had a great time. When that smoke clears and the dust settles, take your mask off. It'll be safe to breathe. Don't want to breathe. Too many parts per million in the air. Too much particles in the air. You don't want to breathe that. Fill your lungs with door. That is why I want to legalize marijuana. And get everybody smoking pot so they can push all them artificial lungs. Yeah, they're going to capitalize on all society who needs a lung. That artificial lung is coming. You watch. Wave of the future. Yes, very profitable. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because all them dummies smoking plastic and all that crap. Oh, they've been studying it for years. Yeah, you guys, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, pot was better illegal. Yeah. Peace, love, you know who cares? I'm out here daring. Daring, yeah. I stepped away from the crowd. Yeah. Turn the TV off. Turn the ball game off. Turn the media off. And start cracking a book with crazy old Mad Zack. Crazy old Fox. Matt's heart is mad. I ain't going out with my boots off my feet, that's for sure. Come see me. You will find something special.